What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time for Bungie's weekly update, and I'm referring to the TWID, which I'm sure won't be another reason for Destiny 2 to have downtime, although you never do know. In this one though, Bungie talk about upcoming events in the next couple of weeks. Of course, Act 2 dropped this week, so there's some clarification on bits of content there, bugs, fixes. And yes, Bungie speak a little bit about the Iron Banner coming up. Additionally though, they talk about account bans, and a bunch of players have been banned in error over the past week or so, which is some drama that we could all do without, isn't it? So we'll talk about it all in the video, round up the TWID. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this one. If you do, get subscribed to the channel, as the majority of viewers on this channel haven't yet subscribed. That would make a massive difference to me on YouTube. But now let's get into it. And first up, a couple of small updates from Bungie. They say, we've identified an issue where the fix intended to correct high ground's activation while airborne conflicts with the change designed to reduce stack accumulation from damaging players. And this causes high ground to deal more damage than intended against other players. So for the moment, that perk is now disabled in the Crucible, and there's a plan to fix it in a future release, or hopefully fix it. So that's the first one if you're wondering why high ground is not working. Secondly though, Bungie have said we've investigated several ban appeals and determined that there was an issue with some data being sent from the game to our detection tools that resulted in a small number of false positive bans. We have unbanned the players affected and issued a change to prevent further false positives. We apologise to anyone who was hit by this issue, and they go on to say we take game security seriously and are determined to detect and remove cheaters while safeguarding against false positives. But we will be transparent and work quickly to issue fixes when we identify them. And of course, there's been discussion in the community over the past week about the Aegis Relic, a Destiny creator that also was hit by a ban. And they've confirmed that Bungie have removed the incorrectly applied ban on behalf of the Destiny 2 team. So, bit of a weird turn of events right there. One of the issues is that a lot of times when an account is banned, there's not a lot of clarification as to precisely why that's happened. So, especially when they happen in error like this, it can lead to some confusion and naturally frustration about the problem, so good to see Bungie fixing that, and give us any thoughts you have below. Another quick update to throw in here though, the D2 team have also said we're aware of an issue where the Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun variant is benefiting from the recent increase in super energy gains meant only for roaming supers. This is not intended, and we're targeting a fix for early December. And you may have seen some clips in the past few days of players getting a ridiculous number of supers in a damage phase, but running Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun, which of course is very strong. Just keep in mind, the super regen portion of that isn't supposed to apply to that specific super, so at best it's going to last a couple more weeks by the sound of it. Now though, as we get on to further updates for the week, firstly in the TWID, Bungie talk about Iron Banner returning November 26th, so they say let's once more pay tribute to the Fallen and prepare for those battles to come by testing one another in the Iron Banner. Control will be the game mode for the first week, and your battle efforts will be graced with weapons so strong they could shatter the sky. The first ever rocket-assisted sidearm that uses the darkness power of stasis is waiting for the worthy, and word around is that loose change with chill clip is the role to chase, but air trigger slaps too. They add though that there are new Iron Banner armor sets worthy of Whaler and Nerwin, and Orwing themselves. Guardians looking for a glow-up should look for nothing else, so visit Saladin at the tower if you want to focus engrams to get them. So it sounds like focusing will be the primary way to get the new Iron Banner armor. So that is coming back next week. And let us know if you'll be diving in for that new rocket-assisted frame sidearm. Otherwise though, Bungie have a bit of a roundup of some Act 2 content. They talk about Tomb of Elders, the reimagined activity from Destiny's past, coming with new challenges and a blend of new and familiar bosses. Fight your way through cells in the Tomb of Elders, where each encounter has a modifier to spice up combat. And if you make it to the end, you can reap the rewards, unless like me and my friend Duddits earlier on, you get locked out of the final chest room, or the treasure room right here. As you can see, the doors just closed on us in the final boss. And this has been happening to a few players actually. It's pretty frustrating because that basically means you lose the loot after 30 or 40 minutes in Contest of Elders. I'll stop complaining now, and they say after each run in the Contest of Elders, the difficulty increases, but we also get rewards, and you'll want to pay particular attention to completing the bonus challenges to impress the Warden and gain stacks of Warden's favour. Keeping it at 3 stacks is the best way to earn tons of loot at the end of each completion. And of course there are weapons that have been added to the pool, so Grid Skipper, as they highlight, plus the new Scorn-themed weapons, the Noxious Vetiver and the Scavenger's Fate shotgun. But they highlight new tonics here as well. So Tonic of Tomb Gear, firstly, and this provides a chance to earn weapons and armor that drop from Tomb of Elders, and as with all tonics, you can brew this to unlock rare and legendary recipes that will offer more potent effects and allow you to more specifically target the weapons you're looking for. There's also Tonic of Brawling, which offers a buff that reduces combatant damage at point blank range, and the uncommon version of the tonic will also boost the new Act 2 artifact perk, Thick of It, while the rare version will boost the Curative Orbs perk. But finally, Tonic of Enhancement Cores, a new resource tonic focused on enhancement cores, has been added and can be unlocked through completing the new Fieldwork quest. So some maybe useful clarifications there on some of the tonics and things which have been unlocked. On the subject of bugs though, we've got a known issues and updates section here, so Bungie once again reiterate that Banshee has some curated roles available, so be sure to visit Banshee if you haven't already, as you can pick them up for free. Otherwise, they highlight that there are still some issues with chests in Vesper's Host even after the fixes this week. A bug where if a player dies when the boss is defeated in Tomb of Elders, they'll spawn back in the Warden's office and can't claim the rewards, which is similar but not identical to the issue I just mentioned then. But also Master Lost Sector weapons not dropping with double perks, weapons from the world pool not appearing on certain days, and they're still tracking issues where some players can't create tonics on particular characters, so all of those still on the table for Bungie. Separate to the TWID though, on the subject of the Act 3 exotic that Bungie shared, Slayer's Fang, Destiny Bulletin have just shared an update on that, which shows a new exotic ornament for the weapon, as we can see on top. Not sure of the theme of that ornament, but worth a mention, and of course, when we get that weapon, there'll be additional catalysts that grant it Repulsor Brace, as well as stats for all, Cascade Point, and Loose Change. And that one will be dropping in January, which will creep up relatively quickly, especially once we get past things like Iron Banner and Dawning. Back to the TWID though, Bungie talk about fashion feedback, and they say we wanted to pull the curtains back on a bit of our planning and do more regular feedback on what kind of fashion players would like to see in future. So to start, they'll be doing weekly email surveys and adding questions related to potential armor themes, where the results will help us get a feel for how much each theme fares against one another, as Bungie attempts to make more popular armor essentially. So you can sign up for emails via the TWID, I'll link that down below. But they say being part of surveys isn't the only way to get your voice heard. We also want to start giving regular updates on here into our insight and planning process. For the sake of transparency, they say we also want to mention that developing new armor and accessories takes time. Even themes we are excited to create may take a while to make it in-game. Plus, these themes can show up in a variety of places, such as ritual activity rewards, the Season Pass, or Eververse. But they're asking questions right now about themes regarding the Wolf Bounty Hunter, a stealthy dark armor with wolf fur trims, which sounds sort of Iron Banner or almost Rise of Iron-esque. Also, Viking and Norse themes, Scorpion Assassin, Cyber Samurai, Speedster Recon, and a handful of others. And they're basically asking players which one of those sounds potentially like the coolest, so look out for those surveys if you are signed up for emails. Otherwise, final bits from the TWAB here, the TWID. Man, those names have become totally interchangeable, but Bungie say there's a Black Friday Bungie store sale, and this will be coming on November 26th, starting at 10 AM Pacific. So if there is anything that you like the look of via the Bungie store, there'll be opportunities to pick those up with discounts starting next week. So keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, there's a Bungie Bounty for Good taking place today, started at 10 AM Pacific, but I assume it'll go on for a little while. They say it's the final one of the year. So again, you can check that out on the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel, and the link for that is in the description box below with the TWID. So for today, guys, that is it. A fairly light TWID, couple of important updates, I guess. Otherwise, though, Iron Banner will be the next focus with Reset next Tuesday. So let us know if you'll be diving into that. If you've enjoyed the video, though, a rating really does help us out down below. Also, be sure to get subscribed, and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.